Hello guys! Welcome everyone back to an episode of Mando Monday. This is the series where you guys ask the questions and I, of course, answer them. And this can be to do with anything related to Counter-Strike 2, Valve, future upcoming updates as to CS2's first operation, new maps, new modes, weapons, or maybe the background or myself. If you guys have questions you want a shot at being answered in next week's video, leave it down below this comment section or any other one of my videos saying Ask Mando, then ask your question. It's usually easiest and best for me to find it that way. Today's video is going to be really interesting where we're going to touch on Valve returning to bordered stickers. And to go a little bit further on that, we're also going to mention if stickers are ever going to be the same. We're going to discuss the next future set of agents inside CS2, CS2's next major content update featuring new weapon models alongside a bunch more. Now today's video sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a buying but most notably trading marketplace for all your Counter-Strike needs. Skins Monkey offers a wide variety of skins. Once you find the item you want, hit trade for either items you currently have or for one of many deposit options. You can use my code MANDO for up to a free $5 alongside a 35% deposit bonus. If interested, the link will be in the description down below. But firstly, for today's video, we're gonna hop right into the questions. And here we are at number 1. What are your thoughts at Dallas major stickers? Will they be the same like the last majors? Will they be the stickers to buy, or will Valve replace them with team charms? So towards the end of your question, I'm not really sure what you're asking, if Valve's gonna add charms or replace stickers with charms, but going into a future commentary later this week, as well as this question, that's pretty interesting and definitely would spice some things up. Now, what's been really interesting over the last couple of weeks is the Shanghai major stickers, which also how much hype they created in the community, which is next to none. I don't really think it's a big secret that people have been very tired and just fatigued of major stickers because of the same teams, let alone the same designs, and somehow since 2021, we've had the exact same designs, but every single year, the effects and the stickers get worse. I don't even know how that's possible, but the interest is less and less. I think even at this point, if Valve chose a different direction where they went bordered, I think players would still have fatigue in some sort of manner. But I am expecting Valve to shake things up for the Dallas Major. I have no idea how they're going to look, but I'm expecting something different because of the sales and their poor performance. And I do think Valve could also add team charms to kind of spice things up and give pro players, as well as the orgs, but also Valve, more income. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. Number 2. Now our next question up here is from Samuel, and he says, will my dad come back? Long story short, probably not. He's probably not going to come home, just like mine. Left for milk 20 years ago, never came back. Number 3 or 4. Our next question up here is from Lord of the Potato, and he says, I know people want an anti-cheat, but what do you think would be a satisfying new content update? Would that be Valve just reworking old game modes? Would that be enough, or would it be something else? It's a very good question, and yeah, just like the first part, everyone kind of wants an anti-cheat. Everyone wants VACnet 3 to be fully released, Overwatch to be back in the game, and things to be working. But I will say with Premiere Season 2, I feel like it's more confusing than any time ever. Even before in Season 1, where cheaters felt like they were more rampant. It feels like players are just better at hiding them now. I'm not really sure why. But I think by the end of 2025, we are going to see Overwatch fully return to CS2, as well as VACnet 3 go into the final stages. But in terms of future content, this is where things get a little interesting. I think Valve, yes, like in your question, is going to rework other game modes. Maybe Flying Scoutsman's return, maybe retakes because they were both spotted in the game files. What about something brand new that players haven't thought of or really played before? Or maybe we haven't played it since back in the day at 1.6 or Source. I think there's a lot of different creative routes that Valve could go down, but it also comes down to what Valve thinks is a priority and what players are actually going to play. Because once again, I feel like every episode of Mando Monday, we stay on the topic of Danger Zone, but it wasn't played, which was the huge reason why it wasn't ported over to CS2. And I think a large reason why people are just upset it wasn't ported over in the first place wasn't because they played it all the time, but it's just because they had options. Like if you're going to go play a Battle Royale, go play Fortnite, go play PUBG, go play Warzone. But I think this year, as Valve has stated in their articles with interviews with PC Gamer, for example, right before CS2 released, year 2 is going to be the year that the content really starts to flow, as year 1 and even a little bit of year 2 is fixing the game. Let me know what you guys think down below. The next map that I see getting added to Counter-Strike 2 is 1 Cache, but that's probably going to be a couple years before it gets added to the competitive map pool. And I think Lake is probably going to get added back sooner than later. Now, number 4. Our next question up here is from Dope, and he says, okay, I have to ask, what is your favorite movie or series from the Star Wars universe? So my favorite movie is pretty hard, but series not so much. I liked The Mandalorian, but honestly, I think Clone Wars was probably my favorite show of all time. That being for Star Wars anyway. In terms of Star Wars and just Disney in general, I think they've pretty much botched the entire franchise. And really, ever since 2017 when they released The Last Jedi, Star Wars has never been the same. I liked Rogue One, but I didn't like the sequels. And I don't really like anything Disney has produced. Even the Kenobi show had some major flaws. I didn't really enjoy it that much. But The Mandalorian for the first couple seasons was great, but going forward from that, it wasn't for me and probably never will be. Wow, I really feel some type of way because I've gotten a little heated talking about this. A part of me from movie-wise wants to say Revenge of the Sith. That's what I grew up with. That's what I really enjoyed as a kid. And as I've grown older, I've actually enjoyed the original trilogy more, I would say maybe than the prequels a little bit. But if I had to rank them, it would probably be Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then A New Hope. And maybe then throw Rogue One in there. I'm not sure. And then of course the rest of the prequels. Let me know what you guys think down below. And there's no hate to you if you like Disney Star Wars. It just ain't for me and never will be. Moving on before I rage. Number 5. Our next question up here is in regards to agent prices. Will they fall to something more consistent? And of course, will we get new agents? But of course, that also goes with the fact that we won't be getting agent skins anytime soon, that being new ones. If we did get new agents sometime in the future, I do think for a very short while, the agents that we do have currently in the game from Shattered Web to Riptide would probably go down a little bit, but not too much. And this goes into a bigger problem within the Counter-Strike investing space, but also just skin scene in general nowadays. Everything is overbought, everything is overinvested, there's way too too much of everything versus supply and demand. I think the agents that we have currently in CS2 are going to be the most valuable going forward into the future. Just because there's already so much of a limited amount, we know for a fact they can never come back because they were a part of operations, and it seems like going forward, realistically, we're never going to get operations again. And most likely what's going to happen is agents are going to be added to the Armory Pass, and then the Armory Pass will be then tweaked to have some sort of operation missions and feel like an operation, but it's really not. I think this goes along the lines for every single cosmetic in Counter-Strike, but if we look at the graph and just look at the statistics of most of these agents inside CS2, over the last year, they have grown a significant amount. They've had their ups, they've had their downs, they've had their consistent points. Overall, these things always continue to grow because they're always in demand. Yeah, long story short, I think these agents that we currently have are going to be rare. They're going to be valuable in a few years' time, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. Number 6, our very last question up here is some Nipu. I'm sorry if I absolutely butchered that. Their question is, only Valve skins that are made by them is the new weapon model, like I know Operation Skins is made by Valve, so the M4A1S Moss Quartz, will that ever get a new model design? So great question, and this is something that I don't think even the devs could probably answer properly, but I'm going to do my best. Now, our fellow friend on Google, that being AI Overview, stated for your question that not all CSGO skins have CS2 weapon models in CS2 because most CSGO skins were created by the community. It continues to go on to say that Valve would be needing to contact pretty much every individual creator of certain skins so they can get those CS2 weapon models updated to CS2. So yeah, it'd be a very time-consuming process and wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for Valve to do so. As it stands for Valve skins, I really do think those could probably get updated. But in terms of players in the community, I'm not really sure. But I think what's confusing to most players, including myself, to this topic right here is, for an example, the creator of the print stream. He has updated all the weapons to have CS2 weapon models and to look better inside CS2 with the better pearlescent effect, because that was removed from CSGO going into CS2. And he's had this released for the better end of a year, and Valve hasn't done anything with them. So maybe the devs just don't see it as a priority nor care about them. At the end of the day, I think a lot of the CSGO skins that are now in CS2 that haven't been ported over to have CS2 weapon versions, weapon models, they're probably never going to be fixed. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. And of course, with that being said, that pretty much concludes today's episode of Mando Monday. As of today, on February 10th, that being Monday, there has been a dozen or so different DVR updates that have released, so many players are thinking there's going to be some sort of update released. But I wouldn't expect it to be any major content, more so just miscellaneous bug fixes for Premiere Season 2. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.